Hi, welcome to my channel, and in this lesson I'm going to teach you how to write a report, or in other words, investigative reports. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel and I'll appreciate so much. This is the question that the Form 3s did. It's Achievers Joint Evaluation and it was on report writing. So I'm going to use this question to teach you how to write the report. And this is the question. There is an increase of indiscipline among students in your school. The chairman of the board of management has appointed a committee to investigate the causes of this indiscipline. You are the secretary of the committee. Write a report that you carried on. And we are going to write the report together. We are going to start with the first part of a report, and that is the title. And the title of the report answers two questions: what and where. That is, what is being investigated and where the investigation is taking place. According to our question, the title has to mention those two things. That is why we're having a report on the causes of indiscipline in St. Clair's Secondary School. Do you have the what? Yeah. The causes of indiscipline. And the where? Yes, just like that. From the title, you want to skip a line to go to the second part, just to separate the title from your other part. And the second part is always the introduction. In the introduction, you're supposed to mention three things. 1, who commissioned the investigation. 2, what to be covered. And 3, give a list of the committee members. According to our question, the person who commissioned the investigation is the chairman of the board of management. So we're gonna mention him in introduction. This is the introduction that I got. Can't write it because it's long. The chairman of the board of management appointed a committee comprised of a few teachers, school workers, and a few students to investigate the causes of indiscipline in the school. The committee was required to come up with recommendations on how to solve the situation, or on how to remedy the situation. So according to my introduction, I have mentioned the scope. The committee was expected to come up with recommendation to remedy the situation or to solve the situation. The part that is remaining is the members of the committee. Following were the members of the committee. And when it comes to the members of the committee, we have to give their two names and their post. 1, we have Samuel Lesham, that is chairperson. Judy Kate, teacher. Cynthia Wangechi, student. Jeline, cook. Wambui Jane, secretary. You can have like 7 members, but not 2 or 3. From the introduction, after the committee members, now you'll have to skip a line again to go to the second part, which is methods of data collection. And this involves the techniques that you use to collect the information. We have many methods. We have observation, whereby you can just walk and observe what students are doing. We have questionnaires, and when you are administering questionnaires, or when you have your method as questionnaire, you have to give the exact number of people or students that you gave the questionnaires. You also have the interviews. The same, when you use interview as your method, you have to indicate the number of people or students that you interviewed. You also have sampling, etc. These are the methods that I used. 1 is observation. Remember, we are not supposed to mention the content, just the method. The committee members observe the students' behavior at break time and also at games time. That is the first method. 2, we have the questionnaires. Questionnaires were administered to 20 students from all the classes, school principal, and 3 teachers. From the methods of data collection, we go to the other part, that is the findings. After doing your research, the things that you found out is what you're supposed to record at this point. In our case, we're supposed to record the causes of indiscipline. So you have to think and think. What are the causes of indiscipline? We have many of them: peer pressure, poor parenting, drug abuse, can be inadequate food in the school, can be ignorance by the teachers, and so on. You're not supposed to have less than 3 findings because this area has 3 marks. So make sure you have at least 3 findings. What I came up with: inadequate food. How is it indiscipline? Cause of indiscipline. There was lack of adequate food in the school, which made students to steal food from the kitchen, and also others send strangers to buy them snacks. You see, stealing and sending strangers to buy you snacks, that is indiscipline. The second cause is drug abuse. The committee observed that some students were abusing drugs at lunchtime and games time while hiding in the washrooms, and some were hiding in the field, which made them to disrespect the teachers. That 3, indisciplined students were not punished by the teachers. To them, indiscipline was not a big deal. They were being indisciplined because even if I'm rude, the teacher does not punish me, or the prefect in charge does not do a thing. So that made all the students to be indisciplined. Those are our 3 causes. Remember, you can number your causes 1, 2, 3. Give a detailed explanation. The next part is the conclusion, and here we give our opinion about the cause of the problem, that is the cause of indiscipline. And we can say the committee concluded that there was indiscipline in the school, which was caused by drug abuse, inadequate food, and ignorance by the teachers. From the conclusion, we go to the recommendations. The recommendations is a list of things that can be done to solve our problem, that is indiscipline. And when it comes to the recommendation, we have to solve our findings. So if we have 3 findings, we are going to have 3 recommendations. Each recommendation solving each problem. So we have the problem of inadequate food, drug abuse, and indiscipline, ignorance actually by the teacher, such that they are not punishing the indisciplined students. So we're just going to solve that here. So you can number your recommendations just as you're supposed to number your findings. The first recommendation, we are going to solve our first finding, that is of inadequate food. So the committee came up with the following recommendations. 1, the food ratio to be increased so that all the students get enough food, and that will solve that indiscipline case of stealing the food and sending the strangers folks to buy them the snacks. 2, drug abuse. How are we solving it? We can solve the drug abuse in 2 ways. 1, strict rules to be put in place such that those who are found abusing drugs face the consequences, such as suspension for 2 weeks. Or you can have this, guiding and counseling the students about the effects of drug abuse. There's 2, you can just pick one of them. And then 3, the case of ignorance. Indisciplined students to be punished immediately to ensure that they don't repeat the same mistakes again. That is at the end of a report, but not the very end. We have to sign. And the person who is supposed to sign the report is the secretary. Keep a line, then have the name, 2 names, followed by the signature, and then write committee secretary. That is all about report writing. That is the end of our lesson 3 there. Thank you for watching. I hope that at least by now you know how to write a report. I'll see you next time. Bye bye, and I wish you all the best.